I started to ride when I was like 3, and I didn't really know at that point that I loved horses really, but I could see them. So I'm from like a rural area, and there was horses everywhere, and I saw, I think the first horse like that I remember was like running around and kind of like going after this other horse. And I remember thinking, oh, he must be the leader kind of thing. And then I was like, okay, so that's interesting. And then I kept going back and watching them. And I think like I was just inspired by like the way they moved and the way they like were running around. And when I work with them or ride them, I just feel free, I guess. You can't really force them into anything. So I have to be patient and always listen. I learned to observe and understand and watch them and then ask them questions and then wait for them to answer me and then go from there instead of making them do what I want them to do. So, I mean, there's different ways to do horse training. The way I like to do it is to actually get them to get an idea. So I'll put things out for them and I'll just see how they react to it. If I like it, I will give them a big kind of release or break. They get like to, I don't know, they can get to stand or do nothing. If they do something that I don't like, I would probably get them to do something, a little bit of work, get them to think more. And once they're thinking more, they're less reactive. So that's kind of like how I train them, and I think that's kind of like what I want people to understand. Yeah, when they're relaxed, and if they get more relaxed whilst they are using their thinking side of the brain. And so the more you get them to the thinking side of the brain, the more they'll be able to understand and communicate with you. Because naturally they are really reactive. They always want to like run and flight. And then most people, they want to stop. They want to freeze. They want to. So it's kind of like the opposite of people. So I think like in a way we need to start thinking like the horses instead. Patience and trust is the one thing where they thank you for. So let's say if I don't have patience and I do not trust them, naturally I will kind of stop and do nothing as a person. And I think, the more that the patience comes in and the observing and the timing and the feel, these horses will be understanding us better and then become partners instead of being submissive, I guess. I love people that understand the same way I work with the horses. I have a couple of girls that come here that help me and try to understand it, and you can tell like after the years how much better they got and how they can now like take these horses into town or do something crazy that like most people won't be able to do. And I think my passion is to let more people actually see what you can achieve with them if you understand them. I took my boy here, Buckaroo. He's my main horse, and I took him to the States, and we were there in a big group, and I did not know if he could swim, and he went for it. He went for it. My saddle was drained. It was just all wet. I had my clothes, my jeans, and he had fun. So I just held on and hoped for the best. I hope when they come here, and they've been here a few times, that they can let go more. I feel like a lot of people struggle letting go, and letting go is probably the main thing that you need to do when your horse needs you. Because if you are scared and you can't go with the horse, so the horse will move because they are flight animals and they like to move when they get scared. And if you can't go with that, then you have a problem because let's say if you have a horse that is really anxious and you pull back on them, then what happens is they might rear. Well, if you let them go instead and then redirect the thought, then these horses will come around and understand and communicate and become better horses. And that's just kind of like what I really want people to get. They are really anxious, but really, if you do get to know them, they actually turn into pretty confident horses. Yeah. Creston Valley, I mean, we've been here since 2017, and we used to live in a city. And so Creston Valley really means to me that I don't have to get a SkyTrain. And I can, enjoy life. I think the community has so many things to offer. Even just if I take this one to, let's say, Good Company Coffee, he's so welcome there. Same with Blackstone, he had a carrot the other day. Now, can you imagine doing that in Vancouver? So that's kind of like, I think, what Creston Valley has to offer, where I feel like the people are so nice and encouraging for anything, especially, I guess, with horses. And, if you think back in the days where everybody would just use a horse to get into town. I lately have been offering people that struggle with horses, they'll keep their horse here for a month, or depending on what they need, 2 months, 3 months could be as well. And I will work with these horses every day and make them a better horse for them, depending on what the problem is. But so it all depends. Like, they can have a buck, or they have something like they'll bolt, or they'll be scared of certain things, and I'll work through it with them. And then these people pick these horses up, and they'll be better at that point. I do always say that it's not necessarily fixed in the long term, because if, let's say,
it's a good start.
Yeah, because these horses, well, they will be kind of fixed at that point, but when they go home, they might learn different things again. That might be not so good. So then they definitely come back sometimes, because they've learned. They're like sponges. They will just live in the moment, take whatever that person's doing with them, and do it the next day.